All right, Sci-Fi Express Lane, Jeff Carroll, your host, writer, comic book creator, just a dude going through all types of stuff right now. Today's topic is comic book stores and gatekeepers, right? Or comic book stores are gatekeepers. I have no idea how to really word it, but that's the subject I want to talk about. As you know, I have my comic book, The Last Harlemite, coming out. I first learned it was coming out in summer 2024. Then I got more specific that it was coming out in August 2024. And now I'm more specific that it's hitting stores August 22nd. All right? So that's significant. Now, will every store get it at the same time? No. But it, most of the time they come out that Wednesday, and comic books come out pretty much every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Depends on when the store gets their shipment or when they decide to release the comics. All right, so mine will be out the 22nd of August. While learning that, I learned a lot about the comic book industry and how books are released, and it's just so much that I really want to talk about and try to put it into this video. I don't know if I'll be able to do it. I'm going to try. So was talking about, comic book stores and independence, right? And everybody is against this independent, everybody's against this independent thing about, I don't want to have anybody telling me what to do. I want to have the freedom to do whatever I want to do, and gatekeepers are bad, right? So let me show you how the gatekeepers worked with my comic book. And I learned this. I may have heard about it, may have known it before, but I didn't remember it and I forgot it. That's like probably in my defense, right? But you put a comic book out in Diamond, and I've explained how that split goes, so I'm not going to really go into it again. All right, if you choose not to split your money, whatever. You're going to split something with the post office because they're going to be a distributor, right? So whether you're going to pay $2.70 per comic or have your buyers pay $2.70 per comic, or you're going to go through a distributor and all the comic book buyer has to do is go to the store and buy a comic for $5, it is what it is. So either you're splitting it with the post office or you're splitting it with Diamond and you're splitting it with the store. So if you go with the store, right, the split has a gatekeeper. And what is a gatekeeper? Diamond decides if your comic book is worthy of going in the catalog. Then Diamond looks at the book and may give it a spotlight or any other spectacular thing, and that's kind of the way to separate it from the pack. That's the most Diamond can do. You have to buy an ad page if you want to advertise your comic any more than just that, right? So then when your comics notification goes to the stores are the second gatekeepers. The stores will decide, do they want to order this comic or not? Now I learned about the stores, right? My book is a 4-part series. The rough price is $4.99, right? So in 4 books, the store is generating $20, right? And that's $20 over 4 months. Next, it is split. So the split is sometimes 60-40. So maybe they're making out of that $20, $12. Okay? That's that. Now, they have to keep getting these risky new IPs, which mine is a risk. I accept the risk. I'm promoting it. I'm driving up interest, but nobody's heard of me. And not nobody, I'm an award-winning filmmaker and others, but this is my first comic book series. Can this writer write a gripping, good series? And we'll get to reviews later, right? Can that happen? So they take a chance on me. They order the book. All right? Now, their chance isn't just that the book will sell, but they also are looking at if they give the shelf space to Spider-Man 15, right? Because there may be like 8 or 5 different Spider-Man titles. There are people that buy every Spider-Man title that comes out. Not to mention, my book is a 4-part series. Spider-Mans are ongoing. When I first started reading the Miles Morales stuff, it got to book 35 before I realized, damn, I'm 10 books behind. And that comes out monthly, so I was practically a year behind. I had bought a year worth of books, right, at probably $4 a book. That was $40 that I gave to the comic book store that I didn't even read. So when a comic book store makes a decision to get your independent 4-book series, they are at best going to make a $12 sale, right, per customer, right? That's if the customer likes all 4 issues, that they're giving that spot on that shelf to your comic for $12, right? Whereas if they give the spot to Spider-Man 15 or Batman 35 or whatever it is, that spot is not $12. That spot is a 5-year membership, because it's going to go 35 to 100. You understand what I'm saying? And then they're going to flip it into a new arc, and it's like that person is a customer from their store forever, right, to the foreseeable future. Whereas I liked, the last Harlemite. You got something else like it? Is Jeff got something else? All right, call me back when he does. So now my book is off. They made it $12. I know for me, I can't even get my illustrator and all of that working on the second book until I see how the sales for the first book goes. That's just my publisher. There's nobody buying. Independent people are good, but we can't pitch an ongoing series. We don't have ongoing series money. My book got its deal in September. We worked through artwork changes, adjustment for the covers and stuff like that. We got into a diamond schedule. Supposed to have been January, but we ended up getting into the June book. So it almost took a whole year for us to get that book out. If I had 4 issues illustrated, lettered, and ready to go. All we did was just go over the cover, right? And then the comic book design, but that doesn't take a lot of time. It's the illustration of the pages that really take the most time, right? So when it comes to a creator-owned property, now what you're asking somebody to do, you're asking them to illustrate 10, 12 books because it takes a year. That's ridiculous. Not to mention, a book comes out every month. Can an independent creator keep up with a monthly illustrating series? Yeah, maybe they can write. Maybe I'm a school teacher, right? So maybe I can write an issue a month. But a school teacher illustrator can't illustrate a book a month. Okay? That's a page a day. And that is drawing it, drawing it, inking it, coloring it, and lettering it. Yeah, inking, maybe inking, they can do 2 or 3 pages at a day. Lettering, yeah, that's the fastest, and coloring, but coloring and drawing are something that part-time illustrators takes them a while to do. They can't, my expectations from my illustrators is 2 pages a week. The way I get books out is I do 2 or 3 books simultaneous, because otherwise just doing everything concurrent, it'll take me a long time to get my books out. So can a creator-owned book come out monthly and be ongoing? No, that's not realistic. It can't happen. So back to the stores. Now, going back to what I originally said, and I hope you can follow this, because I'm really just going off the top of my head, but I do know what I'm talking about, and really it's also my opinion. So I'm not going to say this is absolute in my experience or what I'm knowing is the only one, but I will say the factors that I'm talking about in terms of the split with Diamond, in terms of Diamond giving spotlights, in terms of comic book stores not buying every book that comes out, is real. I mean, comic book stores have a limited wall space, and it's being encroached by Funko Pops and other collectibles that they got to sell to make their rent. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of black people don't go to comic book stores, and not everybody is a subscriber. They don't all have boxes. And I know my comic book store says you got to get at least 10 books, or five to 10 books to get a box. And that means you got to subscribe to about 5 different comic books a month to get a box. You understand what I'm saying? And their box subscriptions are not a lot of people. And so there's people that do more than 10 titles per month, but you're thinking, I mean, yeah, per month, you're looking at, that's $50 per month, right? If the books are $5. Marvel is a little bit more than $5 now. So you're looking at $50 to $75 per month. And if you have 10 subscribers, now you got $700 coming in per month. And I'm just giving you the mathematics. People was talking about, should Colin Kaepernick open up a comic book store? Well, all that is relative, because how much is a comic book store, between paying the people and paying rent, and keeping the lights on, you got to have a lot of subscribers. A lot more than 10. You might have to have like 30, 40 subscribers doing 10 books a month. You understand what I'm saying? So going back to them wanting to give you your shelf space, right, for your independent comic, it really depends. So that's just a little bit of it. I know that there was definitely more that I wanted to talk about, but I don't know if I have enough time to get in it. Here's a quick one. I love the black comic book world, right? And we talked about, I think I mentioned it, but I'll mention it again. It's kind of insider information, but what the hell, right? So comic books have a certain amount of books they got to sell to be able to break even and pay for the production. And when I say production, the writers, inkers, drawers, colorists, and letterers, right? And then there's got to pay for the production, which is the printing of it. And then you got to make money for the publisher and whoever the creator is. If the creator is going straight to market, he's got to be able to do it. All of make money, because if nobody's making money, this is just for nothing. And because of all of that, I also think, and now this is like way off topic. I mean, not off topic, but it's not in the same line. But I was just thinking, do we even have a Rotten Tomatoes of comic books, or for black comic books? How do we determine what a good comic book, a black comic book, is for the reader to be able to know to buy it? I mean, yes, the aesthetics are beautiful, right? But aesthetics are just how the book looks. That may get people to buy the first issue, but I don't know too many people that keep buying a book that they don't like the story. You understand what I'm saying? So at some point, the story's level is important to the overall comic book's success. And I don't know if we have that yet. I know black books sell a lot, and I know people buy my books, but I don't know too many creators, independent creators, not just black people, but independent creators that worry about how their reader feels about their book. It's like I have a thing I call the Marcus, where a black person comes to your table and just buys every title. And I think that's really good for media sales and help you make your booth fee. But what is the deal with that? Are they reading them? Are they buying them because they like you? And if they're buying them because you're black, how sustainable is that over the long term? You know what I'm saying? I get it. Even with Kickstarter, I don't know how sustainable Kickstarter is. It's good for you to get off the ground. You know, like me, I have a couple of series and it's done really well, but my goal was to get the stores so I can sell 3,000, 4,000 copies. And I don't have to go to Kickstarter. But some people do Kickstarter like that's where they're in. They're good, you know? And I get it. I haven't made a $10,000 sale on Kickstarter, right? You know, so that's my personal bias. But anyway, this was about comic book stores and gatekeepers, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about the comic book store, a little bit about their dilemma. Maybe I'll get into black comic books and the need for Rotten Tomato type review system. And then I also want to talk about like digital comics and Patreon and all of that. So I got more things to talk about. Anyway, thank you. Like, subscribe, share, and comment. I'm walking you through my learning stages, okay? Because sometimes you forget what you learn, so you got to share it while you learn it, because a year from now, I'll be like, what are you talking about? Of course you got to do this. Of course you got to do that. Because I done forgot how it was when I didn't know the knowledge. So now I'm sharing it to you while I'm learning what I'm learning. All right. Touch base with you later. Sci-Fi Express Lane. Jeff Carroll out.